August 6th, 2012. Okay, so that date wasn't just picked out of a hat, was it?
Not at all. It was dictated years in advance, actually.
By the planets, essentially. Celestial mechanics.
Exactly. And they even had to sync up the Mars orbiters, just to be ready to relay the data.
The sheer amount of planning is staggering. We're diving into the start of William Patrick's book, The Right Kind of Crazy, today, and it kicks off right there with Curiosity's landing.
That perfect touchdown, after launching, what was it, the previous November?
That's right, November, from Kennedy Space Center, on an Alice V-51 rocket. Huge piece of machinery.
And then the journey itself. 8.5 months just coasting through space.
Coasting is maybe putting it mildly. 13,000 miles per hour.
It's almost impossible to really grasp that scale, isn't it? Hitting a moving target millions of miles off.
A target that's whipping around the sun at 50,000 miles per hour.
Right. And then the really hard part, landing this incredibly complex, delicate rover.
In a very specific place. Gale Crater, near Mount Sharp.
Precisely. That was the goal for the team led by the author.
And while the engineering is, well, obviously front and center, this book feels like more than just a technical story.
Oh, definitely. It's very much a personal account. You get insights into leadership, problem solving.
And just harnessing that human drive, that curiosity, especially somewhere like JPL.
He's up front, though. It's his view. He acknowledges it's just one perspective.
Which is important, because achievements like this are never down to one person, are they? It's always a team.
Absolutely. A massive team effort.
So our goal here is maybe to get a fresh look at how you engage really smart people on these super tough, high-stakes, innovative projects.
Lessons that could apply anywhere, really, not just aerospace.
And maybe see a bit of ourselves, our shared humanity, reflected in reaching for Mars.
And the author's own story is pretty fascinating, too, how he got there. It wasn't exactly a straight line.
No, not at all. He mentions not feeling like college material early on.
Right. Working in a health food store, playing in a band.
Yeah.
Quite different from rocket science.
Until that one moment, looking up at the constellation Orion.
Ah, yes. And just wondering, how does all that work? What are the rules?
That spark. It led him to community college, then a physics course.
Even though he didn't have much math background at the time, apparently.
But he credits his teacher, Stephen Prada, with really opening his eyes.
Showing him the beauty in the equations, the underlying truth of the universe they represent.
It's amazing how one teacher can do that. He also talks about Carl Sagan's Contact being an early inspiration.
And being drawn to JPL, its whole atmosphere. He calls it a mystical cosmological vibe.
Which connects back to its origins, doesn't it? Caltech's Aeronautics Lab, the Suicide Squad.
Ah, yes. Known for their, let's say, ambitious ideas back then.
A bit radical, maybe. Even when JPL started working on military missiles, they kept this independent spirit.
A willingness to try the crazy ideas, like interplanetary travel when others weren't.
So you can see why it resonated with him. It was the source of those incredible space images.
And that initial curiosity, well, combined with a lot of hard work and sticking with it,
landed him a job there in 1991.
It really shows that path doesn't always have to be conventional, especially for big contributions.
Maybe those varied experiences even gave him a different angle on things later on.
Very possibly. It's a common thread you see sometimes.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this first look, let's try and pull out some key takeaways from these opening parts. What stands out?
Well, first, just the incredible precision needed for that Mars landing, planned years ahead based on where everything is in space.
Right, point one. The timing dictated by physics and the need for those orbiters to be in the right place for data relay.
Point two, the sheer scale of human effort involved. Thousands of person-years of work packed into that spacecraft.
It's a huge commitment. Third point, the danger in making late changes.
Oh, absolutely. Even tiny tweaks to software parameters after all that development and travel time, very risky.
High stakes. Number four, realizing that even in super technical fields, human judgment is critical.
Especially when you're facing unknowns. The numbers don't always have all the answers. You need interpretation.
Definitely. Point five is about the book's overall narrative, wouldn't you say?
Yes. It's more than just specs. It's a story of leadership, tackling problems, and really the power of curiosity.
Which leads nicely to point six, the author's own unconventional path to JPL.
Ignited by that moment of just looking up at the stars and wondering, simple curiosity.
Point seven, the impact of a great teacher, someone who can reveal the beauty in understanding the universe through physics and math.
A powerful reminder. Okay, point eight, JPL's unique origins, that slightly rebellious creative culture.
Fostering innovation and pushing boundaries. Point 9 has to be that faster, better, cheaper era.
Right, a period at NASA and JPL that aimed for efficiency but also, well, increased risk.
And led to maybe rethinking things, getting back to some of those more freewheeling roots eventually.
And finally, point 10,
Hmm.
the author's first impressions at JPL. Seeing all these diverse people.
And starting that journey of wanting to understand how things worked there and maybe how they could work better.
A desire to improve the process from within.
So, 10 key things just from the start of the book. It leaves you thinking. Maybe consider those moments in your own life. When did a spark of curiosity lead you somewhere unexpected?
And how can you maybe cultivate more of that? Embrace your own right kind of crazy in whatever you're pursuing.
Something to ponder.